Hi, imagine being trapped in a confined space with growing weight of fear pressing down on you. William Slater's The Elevator is not just a story, it's a chilling exploration of fear, insecurity, and the unknown. Today, we are deep diving into this spine-tingling tale with an in-depth analysis that will leave you thinking long after the video ends. Stay tuned because I'll also share some key analytical questions to sharpen your understanding. Before we dive deep into the analysis, let's quickly revisit the plot. The elevator revolves around Martin, a timid and an anxious boy, and his terrifying experiences in a seemingly ordinary elevator. What begins as a mundane ride quickly turns into a psychological thriller, highlighting Martin's internal fears and insecurities. The elevator is more than just a mode of transportation. It is a symbol of Martin's fear and vulnerability. The confined space mirrors his internal struggle, and the journey becomes a metaphor for his inability to escape his anxieties. The author masterfully uses descriptions and eerie silence to heighten the tension. The key line, the trembling in Martin's knees worsened as the elevator creaked upwards. This line is a powerful depiction of Martin's physical reaction to fear. The word creaked emphasizes the oppressive atmosphere, making the readers feel the weight of his dread. What does the elevator symbolize in Martin's life? Could it be a representation of something beyond physical fear, such as societal pressure or personal insecurities? Before I discuss the answer, let us talk about the mysterious woman. One of the most haunting aspects of the story is the woman Martin encounters. She's described as being enormous, with a face that seemed both cruel and impassive. Her recurring presence adds to the claustrophobic tension and raises questions. Is she real? Or she is a figment of Martin's troubled mind? The key line here, she stood staring at Martin as though she knew all his fears. This line implies an unsettling connection between the woman and Martin's psyche. Her gaze feels almost accusing, as if she embodies the fears Martin cannot confront. Do you think the woman represents Martin's subconscious fears, or is she meant to be interpreted? I shall discuss the answer. The ending, the story concludes rather ambiguously, leaving the readers with a sense of unease. Martin's final encounter with the woman in the elevator is chilling, but Slater doesn't offer a clear resolution. This open-ended conclusion forces us to confront our own interpretations of fear. The key line, the door closed and Martin was alone with her. This abrupt ending mirrors the unpredictability of fear. Just as Martin's journey remains unresolved, so do many of the fears we face in life. Question: why do you think William Slater chose to leave the story open-ended? And how did this enhance the overall theme? Now, to discuss the questions that I have asked in the video, what does the elevator symbolize in Martin's life? The elevator in the story symbolizes Martin's fears and vulnerabilities. Its confined, claustrophobic nature mirrors his internal struggles, particularly his anxiety and insecurity. as a young boy who feels physically small and emotionally fragile. The elevator becomes a metaphor for situations he cannot control. It also represents his inability to escape these feelings, as if each ride intensifies his sense of entrapment and fear. Additionally, the unpredictable and the eerie experiences in the elevator highlight the theme of unknown, one of humanity's greatest fears. Everybody fears the unknown. Do you think the woman in the elevator is real or symbolic, and why? The woman could be an actual person who has an intimidating presence which increases Martin's fears, but her silence and imposing stature make her an easy target for his projections of fear. Alternatively, the woman could represent Martin's own subconscious fear and insecurities. Her cruel and impassive demeanor might symbolize the judgment and criticism Martin feels from the world around him, especially as he struggles with self-doubt. Given Slater's focus on psychological elements, many readers lean towards interpreting her as a symbolic figure, an embodiment of Martin's inability to confront his own fears. Now, how does Slater use imagery to create suspense? William Slater is a master of using small details to create a big sense of fear. For example, he describes how the elevator creaks upwards, which immediately makes you uneasy. The sound isn't just a noise, it's a reminder of how fragile and unstable the lift is, or the elevator is. And similarly, it also symbolizes how unstable the situation is. Then there is a description of the woman, enormous with a face that seemed both cruel and impassive. Can you picture her? She is intimidating and mysterious, and the way she is written, her character is written, makes us feel that she is a threat, not only to Martin, but to everyone. And then there is Martin's physical reaction, his trembling knees, the bead of sweat gliding down his back. You don't just read about his fear, you feel it with him. And all of this imagery pulls you into Martin's world and keeps you on the edge. Now, the most important question: why do you think Slater chose to leave the story open-ended? The ending, it is so frustrating, but it is so brilliantly written at the same time. Because Slater doesn't tell us what happens when Martin is left alone in the elevator with the woman. And that's exactly the point. Fear is rarely something that is resolved very quickly. It lingers, just like the story does in your mind after you finish reading it. By leaving the ending open, the author forces us to confront the same uncertainty that Martin feels. It is unsettling, but that's what makes it so powerful. Therefore, we come to the end of this video, and it seems that this story, William Slater's The Elevator, is a psychological story, using a simple way of storytelling to explore profound theme. Let me know in the comments what you think the elevator represents and how you interpret the ending. Don't forget to check out the analytical questions in the description to deepen your understanding. And if this breakdown helped you, hit the like button, share the video, someone who loves thought-provoking story. Subscribe to my channel for an in-depth analysis of ISC and ICSE literature and language. Thank you.